Welcome back to the AM show. Now, over the weekend, tragedy struck the community of Injuresia in the Sekondi Takoradi metropolitan area as a devastating premix fuel explosion claimed 2 lives and injured about 14 others. In this conversation, we're bringing you details and updates as it stands now. In a moment, we'll speak to my colleague Natalia, who was on the ground. Natalia joins me now, actually, via phone. So we know that this explosion was started by some fishermen who were conveying premix fuel that they had gone to purchase that came into contact with some fishmongers who had set fire that has resulted in this tragedy. What more details can you give us this morning?
Yes, so just like you rightly said, so for the community of Injuresia, it is difficult to, have a road to where the canoe is, where these fisherfolk have their expedition. And so anytime they have premix fuel or anything, they would have to roll it on a staircase to where the canoe is for their fishing expedition. And so these are some of the issues they have to battle with over the years. Apart from the 2 people who have unfortunately lost their lives, we know that 2 other people have been sent to the Kolebu Teaching Hospital in Accra, 1 other person to the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital in Cape Coast. I've also gathered on the ground from the parliamentary candidate for the NPP, VCU, Onyawonto. He says that government is going to foot bills for all those who were involved, all 16 persons involved in this explosion.
Can you tell me anything about how the community are dealing with this right now? What is the mood there?
Well, this has come as a shock to them because Injuresia is a fishing community. Anyone that knows Sekondi Takoradi knows Injuresia to be a fishing community. And over the years, this has been the practice of transporting their premix fuel to the beach where they go on expedition. And so this has come to them as a shock for many. They were not anticipating this to happen. And so now NADMO has come in. They said there is the need for a stringent measures to be made. There is a need to, get a road where cars can convey the premix fuel to the beach. And then the fishermen would not have to roll it on the ground, on the staircase, to the beach. From the videos we have, you will see that there is a staircase. And so they would have to roll this premix fuel from the roadside on this staircase to the beach, which is not safe.
Right. You also mentioned that governments will take up the bills for these injured people. What about the property that was destroyed? In the videos, we see that some cars were also on fire. Have there been any word on how these properties will be replaced or compensated the owners?
There hasn't been any word with that regard.
Okay, but what more can you report going forward? Do you have word on how they are trying to deal with this going forward?
Well, it's at the prime stage. This happened on Saturday. So we have people coming in to come and see the extent of devastation. NADMO is working, and hopefully by the close of the day, we hope to hear something from NADMO again, and then the regional minister, who is the head of Regional Security Council. So as and when we get any information, our viewers should be assured that we would give it to them on this particular incident. It's a developing story. We are still on.
All right. We will be joined shortly by one of our stakeholders who can give us more details on this going forward. Let's speak to Nana Abrokwa Asari, the administrator for National Premix Fuel, and she joins me on phone now. Nana Abrokwa, thanks for joining the program. Our colleague was just telling us that the safety measures have come into question as to why these fishermen have to roll barrels of premix fuel on staircases and all that. What is the way forward in terms of safety measures from where you sit?
All right. A very good morning to you and good morning to all your listeners and viewers. All right. So the question of safety with regards to the handling of premix fuel has been an old long problem. Government has taking very key notice of the problem that we face, especially at our beaches. Gradually, we are moving towards solving these problems because these incidences have happened. I even think in the past it was even more rampant. And if we don't start it down, we'll keep having incidents. So, anyway, we realized for about years the ministry has been embarked on the drive to introduce policy. We have a project.
Nana Rokwa, your line is not very clear. Could we try this again? Maybe you have to reposition yourself and then let's try again.
Let me use myself. It's okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's better.
All right. So, like I was saying, the problem with regards to the safety, with regards to premix fuel, has been a very long-lasting problem. It's been around for some time. And government has taken notice of this problem. And we are gradually moving towards a phase of solving these problems that we have in the system. Like I was saying, if you look at the landing beaches across the country, we have about 300 landing beaches across the landing beach across the country. And as I speak to you now, we have about 100 premix fuel automation stations that have been constructed. We realize that the current system that we have, even where they sell their premix fuel, it's not the best. Look at the environment, etc. And it doesn't help us, and it causes a lot of this problem. So we have decided, or government has decided, to change the whole process, right from the distribution to the sale.
When was this decision taken? You said government have decided. When was this decision?
The project has started. It's already kick-started. Like I said, out of the 300 landing beaches, we have about 200 that have been completed. Some are also in various stages of completion. And that is one step. Also, realize that the construction of our landing beach, like I said, this one in particular, was being rolled on the floor, on a staircase. If you look at the construction of our landing beaches, there are times where vehicles or cars cannot access the beach directly. So it becomes a problem. It means that any fisherman who buys this fuel will have to roll it or transport it by foot for some distance before he or she gets to the shoreline, which also creates a problem. So we are also liaising with the MMDCs to look at the construction of our various fishing landing sites. I know government has started. There are about 11 modernized landing sites that have been constructed along the coast of Ghana. I think that has been done in the past, 5-6 years now. Most of them have been. Mori has a new landing site, Elmina, and other places.
Does it mean the people of Essikado have yet, their construction have not yet been completed? Is that why we've seen this tragedy?
Haven't been completed.
Right.
Even the automation hasn't been completed at their stage. They also have some technical challenges with regards to the design and construction of their landing beach. So these are things that we have to look at. But the process also, sometimes takes time because there are so many landing beaches across the country. But I think time and again, we've always conscientized the fisher folks to be very, very careful when they are handling fuel because the little thing and then that's fire. Because in this instance, the handling wasn't the best. And then at the end of the day,
you said conscientize these fisher folks. Are you saying that you have some sort of periodic education sessions with these fisher folks to educate them or sensitize them on the dangers of, creating fire in areas where there's premix fuel?
Yes, we've done a lot of education. Even last year, we partnered with Ghana National Fire Service to have training across all the various landing beaches along the beach. So periodically, we conscientize them, we educate them on handling fuel. But I think the way for the solution to this problem, like I said, is to look at the technical challenges we have. We need to look at the construction of these landing beaches to make it practically impossible for some of these incidences to happen. So that has started. But of course, we can't finish this project overnight. It will take time for us to roll this project out to cover the entire country. So in the meantime, while the continues, I think we need continuous data so we know how to build this or small problems would always happen.
All right, thank you, Nana Kwasari, Administrator for National Premixville Secretariat. We also joined on phone by Sir Gabi Mimpasem. He's the assemblyman for the area. Sir Gabi, thanks for joining the program. This morning, what's the mood in your area this morning? How are the people of Essikado feeling about all of this?
The people of English here, precisely.
Right.
Yeah, English is a subdivisional area.
Right. So how are the people of Indonesia feeling this morning?
Yeah, the community has been thrown into a state of mourning because it is not easy to lose two innocent souls just for any cause of that they didn't commit. So it has not been easy in the community since Saturday after this morning. But what can we say? The Lord giveth and He taketh. That is what the scripture makes us to understand. So families are now in state of mourning, and some are even shocked and are even recovering from their shock. It is not easy. The scenario here is not easy.
All right. So we now know that government is going to absorb the costs of treatments for those injured. Have there been any kind of support in terms of food or the people whose property have been destroyed? Is there any kind of support coming in right now for the people who are involved in this tragedy?
Yeah, as I speak to you now, no. But for the metropolis, that is from the assembly, they have made a promise of 10,000, of which we will get it barely this morning. And there have been other scores of promises, which of course are yet to come. But as a community, we ourselves have started some contribution from the fisher folks and then the community folks, at least to aid in the medical expenses and other relevant things that we need to do to make sure that our victims at the hospital arrive back home safely.
The whole country is mourning with you. Is there any word from the families of these two victims who've lost their lives? If you can share anything from like that with us.
Yeah, it has become a national tragedy, and we would want from the presidency through to all the corteses that are involved to come to our aid in this trial time. We wish to have support coming from diverse agencies so that we use it to at least quench some of the pain and then the sorrows that is emanating from the community.
All right. Assemblyman for Indonesia, Gabi Mensah, thank you for joining us. Well, there you have it, some details and updates on this tragedy that struck the people of Indonesia over the weekend in Sekendi Takrade. But there's still more to come on the AM show. Don't go away. We'll be right back.